The assembled warriors of the Galactic Alliance stood in perfect formation, their exoskeletons gleaming under the artificial lights of the observation deck. 36 species were represented, each considered among the fiercest fighters their respective worlds had produced. They had gathered to witness the human demonstrations, a standard protocol whenever a new species joined the Alliance. Captain Drake leaned against the railing, watching the alien delegates with amusement. As Earth's military liaison, he had seen this reaction before, the mixture of curiosity and dismissal. Humans were from a Class 12 death world, a fact that meant little to species evolved in the gentle cradles of Class 3 and Class 4 environments. They still think we're exaggerating, Lieutenant Rivera whispered beside him. Should we tell them this is just basic training for our recruits? Drake smiled. Let them see for themselves. Below, on the training grounds of the orbital facility, 30 human soldiers in standard-issue combat gear assembled. No powered armor, no energy shields, just basic protection against kinetic impacts and the elements. Their weapons were similarly modest by galactic standards. Ballistic rifles, combat knives, and a few explosives. High Commander Vrex of the Taurian Imperium snorted through his breathing slits. These are your warriors. They look fragile. This is just a demonstration of standard war games, Commander, Drake replied evenly. Scenario 7 Alpha. Hostile environment extraction under enemy fire. What hostility will you simulate? Asked Ambassador Lon, her crystalline form shimmering with skepticism. Drake tapped his comm unit. Begin simulation. The training ground transformed. The environmental controls activated, and within moments, the pleasant, neutral atmosphere gave way to howling winds and driving sleet. The temperature plummeted to -20 degrees Celsius. Several of the alien delegates shivered involuntarily, their biology unsuited for such conditions. But it was just the beginning. Activate hostiles, Drake ordered. Combat drones deployed, firing non-lethal but painful projectiles. Simultaneously, the terrain itself began to shift. Sections of the ground collapsed, creating treacherous pits. Other areas erupted in controlled flames, while portions released caustic smoke. The galactic delegates watched in growing disbelief as the human soldiers, rather than seeking cover, charged forward. They moved in perfect coordination, navigating the hazardous terrain as if born to it. When a soldier fell into a pit, his comrades extracted him in seconds, never breaking formation. This is basic training, stammered Representative Kelp, his antennae quivering. For special forces? Yes, Rivera answered, deliberately omitting that these were actually second-year recruits, not even fully qualified operators. The simulation intensified. The gravity controls fluctuated wildly, shifting from twice Earth normal to near zero in unpredictable patterns. The humans adapted instantly, using the fluctuations to their advantage, launching themselves across chasms during low-gravity moments and anchoring firmly during high-gravity phases. Ambassador Lon's crystalline surface had lost its luster. How do they anticipate the changes? They don't, Drake said simply. They react. The alien delegates fell silent, watching as the humans divided into teams, each taking different objectives. One group established a defensive perimeter while another extracted a weighted dummy representing a wounded comrade. A third team set demolition charges on designated targets. High Commander Vrex's earlier disdain had evaporated. Your species evolved in these conditions? Drake chuckled. Worse, actually. This is a controlled environment. Earth has more variables, unpredictable weather patterns, diverse predators, microscopic pathogens. Our history is essentially billions of years of evolutionary war games. The simulation reached its climax. The training ground now resembled an apocalyptic landscape, parts submerged in water, others of flame, all while automated defenses fired continuously. The humans, despite minor injuries, completed their objectives with methodical efficiency. End simulation, Drake commanded. As the environment normalized, the human soldiers assembled in formation, breathing hard but standing tall. Several sported bruises or minor cuts, but all were functional and alert. That was the basic package, Rivera explained. Difficulty level 3 out of 10. A hushed murmur spread through the alien delegation. General Ixel, commander of the Arcturian battle fleet, stepped forward. His species was renowned for their warrior culture and quadruple-muscled physiology. "I have led conquests across 17 star systems," he said, voice subdued. "My warriors trained from hatching, yet I doubt half would survive what I just witnessed." Drake nodded respectfully. "Different evolutionary pressures, General. You evolve in a world with stable gravity and climate. We came from a planet that tried to kill us every day, and you consider this war games?" Ambassador Lon asked. "This," Rivera gestured to the training ground. "This is just Tuesday for our recruits. The actual war games involve multiple-day exercises in environments we can't simulate here." The gathered warriors exchanged glances. The initial condescension had been replaced by something new, respect tinged with primal fear. Humans weren't just another species joining the Alliance. They were Death World survivors, evolved in conditions that would have exterminated most sentient life. As the demonstration concluded and the human soldiers departed, Captain Drake noticed the alien delegates maintaining a respectful distance from him and Rivera. The message had been received. Earth wasn't sending diplomats to the stars. It was sending survivors, creatures forged in the crucible of a world that made warriors not by choice, but by necessity. And the galaxy would never be the same.